CBS 46 News at 11 starts now.
I told you I was floating like a butterfly and stinging like a bee.
Tonight, Atlanta remembers, honors, and celebrates the greatest.
He's such an amazing character and man.
The world lost a great one.
Muhammad Ali left an indelible mark in sports.
When you hear boxing, you think of Muhammad Ali.
In civil rights.
He became the greatest goodwill and human rights ambassador that this country has had.
And in the hearts of Georgians.
But I know that his legacy will live on.
Muhammad Ali had deep connections to Atlanta. He got his second chance here after he put his career and some mega money on the line for his moral stances. And then there's a historic moment where he lit the Olympic torch here in Atlanta back in 1996. Earlier today also, somebody left this pair of boxing gloves draped over one of the bars just below the stairs leading to the top of the cauldron. Tonight, 3 city icons sharing 2 pivotal moments and his impact on Atlanta.
God had a higher calling on his life than just to be a fighter and to talk trash.
Tonight, Martin Luther King III telling me about the Muhammad Ali he knew, a man whose mind was moving as fast as his boxing hands. And like his dad in the 60s, Ali was fighting against our country's second-class treatment of African Americans, religious exclusion, and America's involvement in the Vietnam War.
Here was a man who truly personified one of the quotes of my father's: the ultimate measure of a human being is not where they stand in times of comfort and convenience, but where you stand in times of challenge and controversy.
I think that Muhammad Ali and Martin Luther King came to that conclusion about the same time, that this was just not something that was in the interest of the United States or the free world.
Today, former Atlanta Mayor and Ambassador Andrew Young telling me about the similarities between the two icons, how Ali resisted the Vietnam War draft and was banned from boxing. A few years later, public opinion turned against the war, and in October 1970, Ali made his comeback here in Atlanta at the Hyatt Regency downtown. It was a fight against a man nicknamed Irish Jerry Corey. Today, Mayor Sam Massell told me why he helped make Ali's return happen.
He did agree to give us $50,000 from the purse. I was pretty naive. I probably could have gotten $5 million, but that was for our drug reward program. And I did go to the fight in order to pick up the check.
Ali won that fight and later won the hearts of people in Africa, Asia, and around the world.
It was the first of the big events that put Atlanta on the world map. And after that, Muhammad Ali had the Rumble in the Jungle.
And more than 4 decades later, Mayor Young brought the Summer Olympics to Atlanta and wanted Ali to be a surprise, but it was tough keeping him bottled up.
He wanted to go to a barbershop, and he took pictures with everybody there, and he hugged all the women and kissed all the babies.
And when our city revealed that surprise, Olympic boxer Evander Holyfield and swimmer Janet Evans were by Ali's side just in case.
They were all prepared that if he were not able to hold up the torch, that they were not far behind and they would help him hold it up. But he stood there strong, and even in his weakened condition, he was able to hold that torch high.
He sure did. And also check out this golden ticket. Former State Senator Leroy Johnson, who was instrumental in getting Ali his license, still has his. He overcame hurdles to get the fight here in Atlanta and got to know the boxer as he trained at Johnson's Lake House.
My relationship with him started during a time when he was having some dark days. He had so much confidence in himself. And that's what I really like about him. He believed in himself. He believed that he could do what he set his mind on doing.
Senator Johnson served in the Georgia State Senate in the 60s, also the 70s. And when Ali came to Atlanta to light the Olympic torch in 1996, it was a best-kept secret in the world. Tonight, Sports Director Fred Khalil speaking to the man behind that plan.
And we flew him in a private plane. He got out into a van, and we covered him in a blanket so nobody would recognize him.
ACOG Chairman Billy Payne telling us earlier this week just how he and the committee were able to get Muhammad Ali in town to rehearse the lighting of the Olympic flame.
The security ran everybody off so nobody could see him do it, and we rehearsed. And it was a great thrill just to be there that evening, about 3 in the morning, I think it was. And it was a closely guarded secret, and that, you have to kill us to get that one.
Nobody could get it out. But
no.
What the world saw was one of the most famous men on the planet battling Parkinson's disease and finding the strength to light the Olympic cauldron. It was a defining moment on the opening night of the Games, and one that will live forever in the hearts of Atlantans and fans worldwide, as evidenced by the flowers and well wishes left outside the Olympic cauldron today. Reaction is coming in from all parts of the world. Even soccer star Pele said, quote, "The sadness is overwhelming." George Foreman said this, "You don't want to live in a world without Muhammad Ali. It's horrible." And Hank Aaron had this to say today, "We've lost a giant in Muhammad Ali. He did things his own way, and I'm appreciative to have known him for so long. May God rest his soul." Fred Khalil, CBS 46 News.
Thank you, Fred. And many friends who knew the boxing legend say no one could match his hard-working spirit.
Muhammad Ali was a tenacious worker. He worked tirelessly.
Sherry Burris spoke with Ali's longtime close friend who says they starred in a movie together. You can see more of his interview on Sports Saturday. That's coming up in about 15 minutes.
They got to spend quality time with him to say their final goodbyes. And it was a very solemn moment.
That's the Ali family spokesperson speaking from Arizona today. Ali died in Scottsdale last night from septic shock. He spent several days in the hospital with a respiratory illness. And tonight, Ashley Berry is at Scottsdale Osborne Medical Center with how people there are remembering the champ.
Just hours after Ali's death, a growing memorial outside Scottsdale Osborne. Look at this. Balloons, pictures, boxing gloves, flowers, even some of his most memorable quotes. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Ali touched so many lives, and one of his dying wishes was to do the same at his funeral next week.
A touching tribute to a man often described as an example of a truer kind of bravery. Courage Tim Erblich says touched him long ago.
My mom was a college professor in St. Louis, and they were thinking about burning the ROTC buildings over the Vietnam War. And Ali sort of took a brave stance and said, I'll not be heavyweight champ of the world. To do what I believe in.
An inspiration family spokesman Bob Gunnell addressed at a briefing Saturday before dozens of national and international media sources covering his great loss.
Muhammad Ali changed the way people challenged authority and looked at it in a completely different facet.
Gunnell described the boxing legend as truly the people's champion and announced his public Friday funeral will be followed by a procession through the streets of Louisville to reflect his devotion to people of all races, religions, and backgrounds.
Eulogies will be led by President Bill Clinton, Bryant Gumbel, and Billy Crystal.
Longtime friend and founder of Celebrity Fight Night, Jim Walker, choked back tears as he recalled Ali's character.
That's what he lived. He had a life of love for the sick, the homeless, the poor, little children.
We should also mention that Ali's family asks that in lieu of flowers and cards, that people send donations to the Muhammad Ali Center directly in Louisville. That website, muhammadaliCenter.org. Reporting in Scottsdale, I'm Ashley Berry for CBS 46 News.
Stay with CBS 46 as we remember the life and legacy of Muhammad Ali. We have a timeline of his life, also a slideshow here on CBS46.com. In other news tonight, new details about what led to somebody shooting an Atlanta police officer inside a Buckhead apartment building. This was a scene at Grady Hospital where medics took him. Dante Renzulli spoke to witnesses and also what they saw, also how that officer is doing. We understand he's going to make it.
This photo was taken by a witness on Peachtree Road who saw the ambulance bringing an Atlanta police officer to the hospital. Police say the officer was shot by a man he caught in the act of breaking into apartments in Buckhead.
Hopefully the person's okay, but yeah, this is a big deal. There were cops everywhere up there. There were cops everywhere down there.
We saw a couple of the policemen going for their guns and they were running.
But BDA Robinson lives in the Allure at Brookwood, the same apartment building where police say a robbery suspect shot it out with them in a hallway this afternoon.
Regular Saturday, we're going down the grill like we always do, and to be in an area where you feel like you're paralyzed and you cannot move because you have no idea what's going on. Everything was blocked. Everything was blocked going up. Everything was blocked coming down our street. We were like, what is going on? Then we found out that a policeman did get shot.
911 received a call of a prowler at 40 Peachtree Valley Road.
A female caller stated that someone was tampering with the door of her apartment.
When officers arrived, they say the suspect already kicked the door down. Police say he shot at them first, and they returned fire and hit him twice. After a short foot chase through the neighborhood, police caught up with him and another man believed to be his partner in crime.
The officer's bulletproof vest saved him, Dante tells us, and police think the two men drove to the apartment building on Peachtree Valley Road and they impounded their car, which was parked outside. Two people say they were staring down the barrel of a gun. Tonight, investigators are trying to hunt down a local doctor accused of pulling the pistol. Why they say he did it.
Storms are moving in and they're likely to continue tomorrow. A few could be severe. I'll go through the time frame after the break.
Muhammad Ali's friends describes what the world's greatest was like. Now he changed the sport of boxing. His friend of almost 45 years coming up on Sports Saturday.
Local news is not the movies. You invite us into your home every single day, and that's a privilege because you can also ask us to leave. At the end of the day, Atlanta's a big place. Metro Atlanta's a huge area, but it's made up of people. You, me, we're all just people connecting with stories. We're all connected somehow. And the beauty of local news is finding the connections, finding what holds people together, what's important to them, what matters.
This Sensation salad is so good. It's like change your life good.
It's you! Will you sign my book, please?
You're a best-selling author?
Who rocks a turtleneck? Oh, it's good to be me.
Life-changing? Maybe. Indescribably good? Definitely. The Sensation salad is back. Chicken fingers, crispy wonton strips, Asian slaw, honey sesame sauce, and a veggie egg roll. Only at Zaxby's.
My mom, aunt, sister, and I must have, wow, 7 or 8 different recipes for chicken salad. And while they're wildly different, Duke's mayonnaise is in every single one. Duke's has this rich and tangy creaminess that makes every ingredient pop. Sure, there may be a million ways to make chicken salad, but only one mayonnaise makes them all taste amazing.
Made with the same recipe since 1917, Duke's smooth and creamy mayonnaise is the secret to great food.
What do you think of this Corolla? How's the diseño? It looks super sporty. Check out the wheels. Y está roomy? It's huge, and the tech is really advanced. It's got Bluetooth, so you can call me whenever. You're getting all that? Hijo, buy the Corolla. You couldn't wait to call, huh? I just wanted to test the Bluetooth.
No doubt about it. The Toyota Corolla is the right choice. Now get the new 2016 Corolla with 0.9% APR financing for 72 months. Toyota. Let's go places.
Developing tonight, Cherokee County deputies looking for a veterinarian who's wanted on criminal charges. Dr. Walton Waller is accused of pulling a gun on 2 people at an auto repair shop. Tonight, Megan Packer live at the sheriff's office. So, Megan, do they have any leads on where this guy is?
Well, Mike, I've learned they are following up on tips, but it has been 1 week now and still no sign of this suspect. I spoke with the auto mechanic today who says the vet held a gun to his head.
He says, we're gonna settle up today, and I want all my money, and I don't know what all my money meant. I have no idea.
Jimmy Howell says that was 1 week ago when Walton Waller showed up at his car repair shop with a gun.
He just put it against my head, and I turned around slow, and I said, what in the world, you know? And he said, I'm fixing to blow your effing head off.
Waller is a veterinarian in the area, and he's now a wanted man. Howell says he's worked on Waller's cars for years, and this time he showed up making demand.
There really is nothing to give back. Like I say, I got a receipt for everything. A receipt from, you know, where I've worked on the cars. There is nothing.
When Howell's girlfriend heard the commotion and came into the shop, Waller allegedly pointed the gun at her, wouldn't let her call 911, and did not let her leave.
And she tried to get out the door, and he pinned her and had the gun kind of sideways.
Not only that, but Howell says Waller fired a shot into the woods before driving off. The 54-year-old is now wanted on several charges, including aggravated assault, false imprisonment, and hindering a 911 call. Authorities do not know where he is.
Could have been our grandchildren here, kids playing in the woods next door.
And investigators say Waller was in a blue Volkswagen Passat. He is considered armed and dangerous. If you have any information about where he is tonight, call 911. Reporting live in Cherokee County, Megan Packer, CBS 46 News.
Thanks so much, Megan. Now to Campaign 2016, the state Republican convention wrapping up today in Augusta, and the message is pretty clear. Everybody needs to get behind Donald Trump as a GOP presidential nominee there. Bill Gasper of Forsyth County admits he didn't like Trump at first, but says it's time to get behind him.
It was not my first choice. I mean, I'll be honest about that, but I'm going to get behind him. And I think we need to, get over any kind of past differences people have had and move forward.
Former Republican presidential candidate Rick Perry, you see him right here, told the convention that Trump will cut the size of the federal government. And tonight, both Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton are campaigning in California. They're pushing hard to win Tuesday's primary in that state. Clinton attacked Trump's plan to deport immigrants, saying the presidential campaign should focus on bringing people together, not tearing families apart.
Certified Atlanta's most accurate forecast for the second year in a row. Now, CBS 46 meteorologist Ella Dorsey.
We're seeing showers and storms push into Georgia. It is just rain with a few lightning bolts at this point, mainly in the western portion of the state. A pretty good shower heading towards Rome with a few lightning bolts. So be ready for that if you live in or around Rome. Also LaGrange, seeing heavy rain and some lightning. And this cell is pushing off to the northeast. So eventually I do think that it is going to reach Atlanta. Atlanta will see rain in about an hour or an hour and a half. And more rain is likely tomorrow. So tonight, expect showers overnight, continuing tomorrow morning. Grab the umbrella when you head to church. It does look like we could see some spotty showers. And also the Storm Prediction Center has the eastern portion of North Georgia under a slight risk for severe weather tomorrow. What that means is 2 or 3 stronger storms are likely mostly tomorrow afternoon. We'll begin the day with mostly cloudy skies and a few showers. Will dry out by around noon and maybe even see the sunshine peek through at times. But by 2 p.m., we begin seeing isolated storms, and those will continue through the afternoon. I think between about 2 and 6 p.m., we see isolated storms and showers. We could have heavy rain, lightning, and possibility of some hail and damaging winds as well. By 6 p.m., the main line is pushing into northwest Georgia. It moves into metro Atlanta around 9 to 11 p.m. tomorrow night, and that's when we could see strong winds. And it does look like we see the chance for these storms to continue until around 1 or 2 a.m. tomorrow night. This is all due to a cold front, and as it moves into our state, we see those showers and storms tomorrow. But as it pushes down to the south on Monday, it's going to stall out. So that's going to bring southern portions of North Georgia, central Georgia, really about a 40% chance for additional rainfall through the day on Monday. But we will dry out by Tuesday and see the sunshine return really by the time the sun rises on Tuesday. So here's a look through the day tomorrow. Just be aware. You could probably see some stronger storms in the afternoon. We'll be keeping you updated on Twitter and on Facebook as the day rolls on. A few showers continue into Monday. Sunshine returns on Tuesday. We get a little break from the heat Tuesday and Wednesday, but temperatures soar back into the mid-90s by next weekend.
Thank you, Ella. Before we go tonight, the story behind this picture. Muhammad Ali was at a low point in his career when he couldn't box because he said no to the Vietnam War draft. So he was a frontman of a shoe shining service. Former Atlanta mayor and ambassador Andrew Young refused to pose with Ali. You see him right there shining his shoes. So the ambassador grabbed that rag and had Ali just take a seat. For meteorologist Ella Dorsey and the entire CBS 46 News team, I'm Mike Dunstan. Thanks so much for making us your choice for news at 11. Stay with us because Sherry Burris has a look at what's next on Sports Saturday. Sherry.
Mike, we continue to remember boxing legend Muhammad Ali tonight. A boxing coach and friend of the 3-time world heavyweight champion tells me how Ali impacted boxing as we know it. Then 1 game away from elimination, the Georgia Tech baseball team stays alive in the NCAA championship. And it wasn't a close game at that, how the team's bats stayed alive tonight. And some of the Falcons players, they're fighting for their spot on the depth chart already. Gina Thomas from the Falcoholic joins me tonight talking about the position battles brewing at OTAs.